Hey everybody, today we are graphing lines in slope-intercept form. That means that every equation has the slope or intercept, even if it's a little tricky to see. Most of the times it's very, very obvious. So we're going to go ahead and sketch the graph of each line. Ding, 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 there's the bell. It's go time. We look for our y-intercept. That's the beginning point. It doesn't have any x. It's just -2. It's the constant. It's a y equals equation, so I'm going to my y-axis and I'm plotting -2. Now the slope that we can see is a +7/2. So I'm just going to go up 7 over 2, and then I'll be good. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 2. I plot a point. How many points do you need to make a line? Just 2 points. So I got my y-intercept, then I got my slope, and I'm good to roll. Awesome. We're looking at that y equals mx plus b form. We're looking for that b, that beginning, that +3. Notice I'm going up 3 on the y. That's because my equation is y equals. So plot that 3. Then I go ahead and I do my slope. My slope is -6. That means when I go over one spot, I go down 1, down 2, down 3, down 4, down 5, and down 6. Most of the time, you're going to have your slope written one of two ways. If we go back to the original problem, we saw 7 over 2. That is a fraction. So it's easy to go up 7 on top, over 2 on the bottom. On the right problem, we have a -6, and it does not have a fraction. You're welcome to go ahead and make a fraction divided by 1, and that tells you you are then going to go down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1. Notice that it gets you to the same spot.
Do you want me to do the Desmos thing?
No, I trust you. All right, so next problem up in the video, we got y equals, and then it doesn't look like we have a slope. We don't have any x's in there. You're welcome to just go ahead and write plus 0x in that equation, and maybe it will help you understand that there is a slope of 0, which is a flat line. So we're going to go ahead and do what we did on the other problems. Plot our y-intercept. Y is at -5. Go ahead and plot -5. For a slope of 0, that means when you go over one spot, you don't go up any. And when you go over another spot, you don't go up any. So a slope of 0 will look like a flat line. Remember what I just told you on this previous problem with the -6 when it wasn't a fraction? You can make it a fraction. You can go ahead and make your 0 a fraction so that you go up 0 and then over 1. And that's exactly what I did on the graph. I went up 0, which is nothing, and then I went over 1. And then I went over 1, over 1, over 1. So a slope of 0 will be a flat line. Cool, I'm going to skip that next. We'll do the next one. It has a fraction in it, so let's roll with it. All right, in our next one, we're just going to find that y-intercept, that beginning, that +1, and I go up 1. I am on my y-axis because it is a y equals equation. Next thing up is my slope, which is 6 over 5. We do have the fraction, so just go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See why I wanted to do this one? It goes off the graph. That's totally okay. Then we go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we went up 6 over 5, and we have enough points to make our graph. Here's why I wanted to specifically do this one. You can also do this problem as -6 over -5. Because what happens with negative over negative, it turns back to a positive. So it's still going to be 6 over 5. But watch what happens. I'll change colors here. When I go -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I go -5 back 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can help me find a point that's on the left side of the graph. So I don't always have to go to the right. But that's a little bit more of an advanced topic, but I figured I'd throw it out there. Otherwise, you can go slightly off your graph and find that next point off. Cool, we got a bunch more fractions in here. I'm going to go with a whole number one here and get our basics down. In the bottom right, we got y equals 2x plus 5. Let's go ahead and plot that plus 5. And the 2, you can always treat as a fraction if you want. 2 over 1. Again, notice we're going off the screen. No worries. Up 2 over 1. And we have enough to graph our line. If you feel like you want another point, since we're off the graph, you can simply turn it to -2 over -1, That's the same thing as 2 over 1. It'll turn it positive. And you can simply go down 2 and then back 1. And you'll see that we're still on that straight line. Cool, let's go ahead and do one more. I like this one. It's got a negative slope. But let's just go ahead and plot our plus 3 first as our y-intercept because we have a y equals equation. Our slope is now going down 1. So I go down 1. And then over 3. The negative does not go to both parts of the fraction. It just goes once. If I went negative 1 and negative 3, which is incorrect, don't do this, that is a positive slope. This is not a positive slope. So let's take a look at negative 1 over 3. Negative 1, so I got my y-intercept. Then negative 1, and then over 3. Notice which way I'm going, over 3. Now I have a slope that is going downwards, so that is a negative slope. So I definitely want to do that. Negative 1, down 1, and then over 3. The negative doesn't go to both. Remember what we talked about? If there was negatives on both, it would flip it into a positive, right? This one does not have that. So I simply go negative 1, which is down 1, and then over 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I have enough points to make my graph. We'll go ahead and we'll finish off with one last problem. Y equals, I'm looking for my y-intercept, is at negative 4. There it is. My slope is 1 over 5. It's positive, so I'm going up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I got 2 points. That's all you need to make a graph in slope-intercept form.